In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the topic of coordinates. Here you can see I've got a point marked in 2D space. In order to describe the position of a point, we need to use our axis. I have two axes, my x-axis and my y-axis. Both of my axes are number lines. Here you can see my x-axis goes from -10 to 10, and my y-axis goes from -10 to 10. Each jump on my x-axis represents 1. Each jump on my y-axis represents 1. Always check the scale on the axis before beginning to read a coordinate. Now with this coordinate grid, I've got 4 sections. I've got quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. With coordinates, we know that it will be written with the x-axis value first, separated by a comma with the y value second. Within each of my quadrants, the x value and y value will be positive or negative. In my first quadrant, both my x-axis and my y-axis value will be positive. But in the second quadrant, my x-axis value will be negative and my y value will be positive, simply because any point that lies to the left of the y-axis will have a negative x-axis value, but because it lies above the x-axis, it will have a positive y value. In the third quadrant, both the x-axis and the y-axis value will be negative, but in the fourth quadrant, it will be positive and negative. So let's take a look at this point marked. It lies within the first quadrant. As you can see from the origin, which is the point that is 0, 0, this point is 3 to the right, so 3 on the x-axis, and 6 up. This coordinate is 3, 6. Let's take a look at another example. With this point, it's -8 on my x-axis and 1 up. So the coordinate is -8, 1. Notice this fits the pattern that the x value is negative and the y value is positive because it lies within the second quadrant. Let's have a look at one final example. With this point, it's 2 to the right, so 2 on my x-axis and 4 down. So the coordinate of this point is 2, -4.